Lissa Rodriguez, Body Bar Odessa, Module 2 Test Out. All right, everybody, welcome in. Hello, Kylie. Hello, Jen. Hello. All right, guys. So my name is Alyssa. I'm going to be your instructor for today's mixed equipment class. In our mixed equipment class today, we're going to be utilizing our jump board as well as our chair. Throughout today's class, our goals are to move in quick transitions, fatigue our muscles, and of course, embrace our inner athlete. So let's get ready to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So right now, we're going to begin on our jump board. We're going to begin on one red, one blue spring. Awesome, guys. We're going to begin with our parallel jump. So laying nice and flat here on our board. We're going to bring our feet nice up top on the jump board. Right here, we're going to take a big inhale, explode the legs straight up. Awesome, guys. And catching ourselves with the ball of our toes. Beautiful. Looking amazing, Kylie. So with our parallel jump here, the goals are to keep the toes nice and flexed, landing on the balls of our feet. Beautiful, guys. Now, if this gets too much, you're more than welcome to change that spring load to one red, one yellow. If we want more spice, maybe do some movements with our hands. Looking great, guys. We can keep those hands on our side, or like I mentioned, you could draw your hands maybe straight out. Beautiful, Kylie. I love seeing the different versions here today. In the next 20 seconds, we are going to transition to our Pilates V jump. So in 15 seconds here, we're going to externally rotate the toes and keep the heels together for our Pilates V jump. Awesome control, everybody. Working on that inhale as we press and that exhale as we catch. We're going to transition to that Pilates V jump, counting down in 5, 4, heels together, toes rotated towards either corner of the room in 3, 2, Pilates V jump. Beautiful transition, guys. Now again, if this gets too much, the hands can stay on the mat or on our hips. Beautiful, guys. Great control here. Now, a part of our jump class today, we're definitely getting that heart rate up, focusing on the tension of our lower body as well as our cardiovascular state. Looking great, guys. Nice control. In 25 seconds, we're going to transition to our split jumps. With our split jumps, we're going to press out on the jump board, drawing our legs to the split. Beautiful, guys. Whether your eyes are open or closed, we keep this control. We have 15 seconds left for Pilates V jump. Awesome, guys. Once again, if this comes too much, you can transition to a leg press. Awesome, guys. We got those splits. Transitioning into those splits in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's all do a firm press on the jump board, drawing those legs out. Awesome, guys. So in our split, of course, we're going to be mindful of the people next to us, making sure, we draw those legs as split as we can, keeping those toes flexed to either corner. Awesome, guys. Got about 30 seconds left in this movement before we transition into single leg, starting with that right foot. Awesome, guys. With this next 5 or 10 seconds here, maybe we draw the hands back to the ceiling, or maybe we keep them to the side. We're going to transition to that single leg kick butt, focusing on our right foot. Looking great, guys. We're going to keep one red, one blue, hopping towards our Pilates wall side in the next 10. We got that parallel kick butt on the right leg in 5, 4. Slowly peeling ourselves off in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, guys. We're going to carefully step off that left side here. If you feel good, we're going to keep that one red, one blue. Keeping that left foot on the ground, let's draw that right leg long against that shoulder block. Whenever we're ready, we're going to inhale, press that shoulder block away. Exhale. Beautiful, guys. Now in this single leg kick butt here, we're focusing on the foot that's on the shoulder block, which is our right foot. Beautiful, guys. Now the hands can stay on the hips, or the hands can be on that jump board there. Beautiful, guys. We're just making sure that knee is separated from that pad, keeping that control on that right foot. Awesome control, guys. Now a modification for this movement here is replacing that blue spring with a yellow, or if we want that extra spice, hands on the hips. Beautiful, guys. In the next 15 seconds, we're going to intensify this with Beautiful, guys. In the next 15 seconds here, we're going to transition to our side lateral lunge. We're going to place that right foot on the floor as we keep the left toes on the shoulder block. Y'all meet me in that side lateral lunge in the next 10. Beautiful, guys. We're going to transition our springs to one yellow in the next dive. Side lateral lunge, facing the Pilates wall in 4, 3, 2. Let's zip ourselves up. Whenever you're ready, one yellow spring. Beautiful, guys. Still focusing on that right foot. The right foot is flat. The left toes are pointed towards the shoulder block. Everybody here is going to sink into the right hip and pull yourself up like a straight line. So we're all going to take a big inhale, allowing that right knee to raise that right big toe and send up tall. Beautiful, guys. I love seeing the different varieties. So in this movement, hands can stay on the hips. Maybe hands meet in prayer. Or if we need that extra support for that little regression here, we can keep that right hand on that jump board. Beautiful, guys. Making sure we're inhaling as we send that carriage away and exhaling as we stand tall. We got about 15 seconds before that next intensifier. Beautiful, guys. Great work here. Making sure we keep a proud chest as we sing that right foot. We got that challenge coming up in 10. You're going to meet me in a static hold in 8. We're going to keep that right knee bent as the left leg goes long in 5. We hold it in 4, 3, 2. Meet me in the static hold here, 10 seconds. Beautiful. Can we use this time to maybe bring the hands on the hips, bring the hands to prayer, or if we need that support, we use that right hand here in 5. Awesome job, Kylie. Love seeing the hands go long in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's zip ourselves up, guys. We got about 40 seconds of work before we move on to some chair work. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, draw the carriage away, exhale, stand tall. In 15 seconds, we're going to make that transition to our chair. We're going to be 2 springs up at that third attachment. Beautiful, guys. We're going to go up front, focusing on that right foot here in 10. You're going to meet me away from your reformer, hopping out on that chair in 8. We got 2 attachments at 3. Everybody should be there. We could always double check in 4, 3, 2, and done. Maybe we shimmy the knees as we make our quick transition here over to our chair. So double checking our chair. We're at that third attachment, counting down from up. Right here, we're going to place our left foot onto the pedal and carefully take our right foot onto the chair. Now, when getting up front here, you're more than welcome to hold on. And when you're ready, guys, we're going to take a big inhale, placing our left toes onto the pedal. Awesome, guys. We're going to draw that leg slowly down and pull ourselves up using that right foot. So right here, this is a right focus going up front. Looking good, guys. Definitely in this movement, we want to take our time as we descend the left leg down. Now, a couple advancements here. We can start by maybe bringing our hands to our hips, maybe our hands to prayer, or maybe if we need that extra regression or maybe that extra support, we keep our right hand on that pole. Beautiful control, guys. I love how everybody's taking their own pace and tempo with this movement. It's very fatiguing on the right leg. So in the next 15 seconds here, we're only going to challenge ourselves with that little pulse hold. Y'all are going to meet me at that mid-length here in 10. Looking great, guys. You meet me at that halfway point here in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's all find the middle point. Can you give me little pulses up towards the ceiling, down an inch, up an inch? This is our 10. Great work, guys. This is our 8. Using all the support, kind of get into this movement here for 5. Full range in 4, 3, 2. Jumping back into it. If we quickly have to shimmy the knees, placing both feet on top, we do so. Beautiful, guys. Same thing like always. That chest is up, chin away, ears away from our shoulders. Awesome, guys. In 10 seconds here, we're going to make that quick transition to our left leg. Getting ready to go up front on our left leg. Y'all will meet me first on the ground here in 10. So we're going to carefully set off, or you're going same intensifier coming up in 15 seconds. So in 15 seconds here, y'all are gonna meet me on that midpoint, and we got those little pulses to those ceilings. Great work, guys. Awesome. We're gonna find that halfway point in 8. We're gonna direct those right toes halfway in 4, 3, 2. Can we hold it at that middle point? Can you give me little pulses here? Awesome job, Kylie. Awesome job, Jen. Great work right here, Haley. Awesome, guys. We're here for 5. Last 4. Full range in 3, 2, and 1. Same thing like last time. Use those regressions if you have to. Both feet can come on, kind of shimmy, shimmy. Or you're more than welcome to change your springs to that fourth of chest attachment for that nicer feel. Great, guys. In 15 seconds, we're going to make that transition back to our reformer. We're going to double check that we're on one yellow spring for that side lateral lunge, working on that left side. Y'all are going to meet me there in 10. Great, guys. We're out of this movement in 8. Maybe get your last few repetitions here in 4, 3, 2. Awesome, guys. Carefully descend 1 foot at a time until you're on the ground. Kind of shimmy the knees. Let's all double check we're on one yellow spring. Now this time we're facing our windows here. We're going to keep that left foot forward, our right toes directly on that shoulder block, and we're going to inhale, sinking to that left hip. Beautiful, guys. So I see a lot of us are keeping the hands away from our body, whether it's in prayer or whether it's in our hips. Just reminding yourself you can hold on with that left hand if needed. Beautiful. So we inhale, bend that left knee, slightly grazing that left big toe, and exhale, imagining yourself being pulled up by a string. Awesome, guys. We have that same intensifier on that left leg, 15 seconds. Looking great, guys. In about 8 seconds here, you're going to be in that static hold. We're either going to hold that position, holding to the jump board, keeping the hands in prayer, or on the hips. We got that static hold here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 10 seconds. Can you hold it here? Remind yourself, we're going to come a long way into this class, so if this challenge you need to hold on, you hold on, or maybe you keep the hands in prayer. We're here for 5, beautiful, 4, 3, 2, we pull ourselves back up, 30 seconds left to work. So that breathing is still intentional during our movements as we inhale, separate that leg away from the body, and exhale, come back up down. Nice, guys. We're going to get ready to face the mirror here in the next 15 seconds. We're going to change our spring to 1 red, 1 blue for that parallel kick butt. We're still focusing on that left leg here. Awesome, guys. We're going to make that quick transition here, changing our springs to 1 red, 1 blue for that parallel kick butt. Y'all are going to meet me there in 4, 3, 2, and done. You can shimmy the knees. For those of us that change the spring maybe to 1 red, 1 yellow, you're going to do that, or if you change it and kept it to 1 red, 1 blue. Awesome. Now this time the right foot stays, the left foot is on the shoulder block here, making sure that knee is separated from the mat. Awesome, guys. Now like Kylie's doing here, you can keep your hands on your hips for that challenge, or maybe if you want to hold on, you allow your left hand instead of your right. Beautiful, guys. This is our last single leg work before we begin with double leg work back onto our jump board. Working on that same intensifier in the next 15 seconds to have little pulses to the bathroom and to the cubbies. So in 12 seconds here, we hold that left foot long and you're going to be in pulses. Now we're going to get ready for those pulses in 8. Awesome, guys. In 6, we got those little pulses in 4, 3, 2, holding at that extension. Little pulses here to the bathroom. Give me your best 10. Awesome, guys. Give me your best 8. Can we make sure we're pressing and not bouncing here for 5, full range in 4, full range in 3, 2, and jumping back into it, 40 seconds left to work. Beautiful, guys. So as I mentioned earlier, this is our last transition of single leg movements, and we're going to get ready to We're gonna stay at 1 red, 1 blue. So for those of you that may be changing to a yellow, make that mental note that we're gonna be at a red and blue. Beautiful, we got those tough jumps on deck in the next 15 seconds. For now, we're still controlling our presses. Beautiful, guys, we got those tough jumps, laying back on our carriage in 10. We're gonna lay flat down, bring those knees to our chest in 8. You're gonna be on your mat here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and carefully come back in. Now we're on 1 red, 1 blue. We can stay on 1 red, 1 yellow for that progression. Now when you're ready, we're gonna draw ourselves nice and long, shoulders on the shoulder block. Now whenever you're ready, as we press that jump board, we're gonna tuck the knees towards the chest for our little tuck jumps. Beautiful, guys. So we're definitely getting back to that heart rate going up, working back to our cardiovascular state, making sure our toes and our balls of our toes move back to that jump board. Beautiful, guys. Same thing like earlier. If this comes too much, maybe the quads get fatigued early on, focus on that leg press instead of those tough jumps. Beautiful, guys. 30 seconds in this movement, we're going to transition to Peter Pan. So in Peter Pan, we're going to draw one knee to the chest as the other is angled maybe to the parking lot. For that opposite switch here, we're going to keep that opposite leg towards our chest as the other one is angled to the Pilates wall. We got that Peter Pan on deck here in 10. Awesome, guys. In 8, we get ready to draw the leg one direction and switch on the opposite in 4, 3, 2, Peter Pan here. So we inhale, draw one leg out to the parking lot and the opposite leg. Now for Peter Pan, of course, we got to be mindful on where our feet are landed, making sure we transition into this movement as controlled as possible. Awesome. So this movement definitely allows you to kind of test your coordination skills. So if it becomes too confusing, maybe it doesn't feel that nice on the hips or knees, you're going to transition out of this movement and continue with our leg press. Beautiful, guys. We're not in this movement for long. 20 seconds. We got that wide feet jumps. Drawing our feet nice and wide on that jump board. Looking awesome, guys. We got that wide V jump here in 10. Toes are totally rotated. We hold that nice wide stance here in 5, 4, 3, 2. Wide V jumps. Now right here, our knees are kind of facing slightly out. Those toes are certainly rotated, still making sure we're flexing our toes here as we get nice and wide. Awesome. So kind of comparing this movement here to a weight room movement. Maybe this movement is similar to a sumo squat. So typically in a sumo stance, the knees are kind of wide, the toes are angled outwards. Beautiful, guys. Now this is our last leg movement here on the jump board before we change our pace back to our chair. So give me your last few repetitions here for 10. We're still going to make sure we're at 2 attachment, at 3 for parallel heels in 5. Beautiful, guys. We're going to transition back to the chair in 4, 3, 2, and draw ourselves. Perfect. Same thing. We can shimmy the knees as we walk over here. So we're going to begin with some parallel heels. We're going to sit on the edge of our chair, making sure the heels are planted, the toes are out. All we're doing here is pressing firmly with our heels. Now to begin this movement, bringing your hands on the side of the chair are going to be ideal to start. Once you feel comfortable in this movement, maybe we bring our hands to prayer, or maybe we stack our hands in a G position. Beautiful. So there's tons of different arm movements we could do. If you want to keep your hands on your hips, you can, or maybe you want to keep your hands on the ceiling. Looking great, guys. We got that intensifier coming up. 15 seconds, little pulses. Beautiful, guys. So the toes are hanging out as the heels are firmly pressing. Y'all are going to meet me at that halfway point coming up here in 5. We're going to hold in that middle part there in 4, 3, 2. Holding halfway. Can we go 2 inches low, 2 inches up? Awesome, guys. We're intensifying our quads, our calves a little bit. We got full range back to it in 5, 4, 3, 2. Just 30 seconds left in this movement before we switch on to parallel toes. Awesome control. So same thing. This is a pressing movement. Not much of a bouncing movement. We got parallel toes. Coming up, 10 seconds. Looking great, guys. So right here, we're gonna get ready to transfer our toes onto those pedals, placing the heels back. You're gonna meet me in that transition here in 5. Parallel toes in 4. 3, 2, let's draw ourselves up. We're placing the toes onto the pedal. Heels are gonna kind of hang out towards the side. Awesome, guys. Now, as far as progressions goes, y'all know it's your hand placement, but if we want a little bit more spice, you can bring your attachments down. Or if you need that modification, you can always bring your springs up for that nicer feel. Great control, guys. Same thing, shoulders are below the ears, and we got that halfway point intensifier coming up in 10. We're gonna pulse the heels, or the toes here in the next 5. Everybody's gonna meet me at that midpoint in 4. 3, 2, holding at that midpoint here, little pulses down an inch, up an inch for 10. We got our full range in 8. Awesome, I see you guys still with your hands away from your body here in 4. Full range in 3, 2, continuing back on full range. Beautiful, guys. So we're gonna hang out on our chair once more as we transition to our core. So in the next 15 seconds here, we got our front pike. Keeping our attachments where we're at, we're gonna go ahead and carefully step off in the next 10. We're gonna challenge ourselves in our core walk in 8. We're gonna meet here on the ground in 4, 3, 2, and carefully let's step off. So right here, we're still at the attachment 2 at 3. We're gonna stand facing our chair. We're gonna bring our hands on the outer corner of our chair, placing our toes on the pedal, heels are separated. We're all gonna take a big inhale as we pike the hips up to the ceiling, and a big exhale, lowering yourselves down. Now your chin and gaze is gonna follow you this entire time. Now once again, if this is too spicy, you can lower your springs down. Beautiful, guys. We're not in this movement for long. Great control, making sure the eyes follow this movement as we pike the hips up. Everybody here is welcome to go at your own tempo, at your own pace. Great work, guys. In 15 seconds, everybody's going to meet me in a static hold. Beautiful control, guys. You're going to meet me in that static hold here in 5. We're going to hold it here, making sure that the legs are off the ground in 3, 2. Can we hold it here? Beautiful. So take your time, challenge yourself. Same thing like I mentioned earlier. We're getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. Hold it for 8. Awesome, guys. That's 6. Last 4. 3, 2. Full range here. 15 seconds. Beautiful. So after this last 15 seconds, we're going to carefully hop off and transition to straight arm crunches on our reformer. We're going to change our springs to 1 red, 1 yellow in the next 5. Straight arm crunches here in 4, 3, 2. Carefully, we're going to step off. Woo, we can shimmy the feet a little bit whenever y'all are ready. We got straight arm crunches. We're going to go ahead and change our springs to 1 red, 1 yellow. Now, grabbing your straps of your choice. I'm a big fan of the triangle loop, but if you need that extra nicer feel, you can go ahead and hold that longer loop. We're going to place our head firmly low onto the middle of the headrest here. We're going to draw our feet into standing. Yes. So whenever you're ready, guys, 1 red, 1 yellow, feet are on tabletop. You can begin with your head firmly flat, and we're just going to flatten the arms down. Ooh, perfect. I see a couple of you guys moving on to that next different. So if you can here, we're going to carefully lift the head, neck, and chin. Beautiful, guys, for our straight arm crunches. If we want that nicer feel, we're going to go ahead and hold that longer loop. Or if we want a little bit more spice, maybe we extend those legs over the jump board. Perfect. Or maybe if you want to control it 1 leg at a time, you're going to give me maybe that right leg towards the mirror, and maybe on that next one, you switch to the left. Awesome. Great control with the breathing here. So you're breathing your Pilates breath. It's definitely going to follow as we transition to each of these movements. We inhale as we separate that leg, and exhale as we draw it close. Beautiful, guys. In 15 seconds, we're going to hold the hands flat and you're going to meet me in Pilates 100s. Two options for this next movement here. You could keep the head maybe flat as you bring the palms down, or if you want that extra spice, the head, neck, and chin comes up. We got that Pilates 100s in 10. Those arms go flat. If you can lift the head, neck, and chin, we do that in 8. We're going to hold it here for that 30-second Pilates 100s in 4, 3, 2. Can we keep the arms flat as we pulse? Working on our breathing. We inhale up, exhale down. This is our 15. Awesome, guys. Even if we have to close our eyes, we find ourselves out of this movement here shortly. Give it your best 4. Give it your best 3. We're going to change to one glute spring, reverse kneeling carriage press here in 4, 3, 2. Carefully you come out. Ooh, so slowly we're going to lift ourselves off one vertebrae at a time as we change to one glute spring. We're going to go ahead and face the back of our reformer here for our kneeling carriage press. So one glute spring. Beautiful, guys. Whenever you're here, let's align the knees with the shoulder block. We're going to carefully wheel our hands in as we place them against the white railing. Making sure our wrists are in line with the shoulders. We're going to inhale, bring those knees towards our wrists, and exhale, release. Now, two options here. If keeping your knees onto the shoulder blocks are not ideal, kind of like what Kylie's doing here, you can take the shoulder blocks out, maybe keep your feet in the middle of the headrest. Beautiful, guys. You kind of find your own variation in this movement here. We inhale, draw the knees in, and exhale, draw the knees out. Great control, guys. We got intensifier holds coming up in 10. We're going to draw the knees towards our wrists and hold it here in 8. We're going to keep that control here for that hold in 4, 3, 2, and we hold it here. Now that breathing's still the same. We inhale in, exhale out for 10. Fighting out here for 8. We're going to draw ourselves to full range in 5, 4, 3, 2, full range here. Beautiful, guys. Now again, if being on our wrist isn't ideal, you can always place your hands on the jump board doing a kneeling plank option. Beautiful, guys. We're going to get out of this movement here and go back to our chair for a right focus pike. Y'all are going to still meet me on those 2 attachments on 3 in 5. We got that right side pike here in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So carefully, we're going to draw ourselves back onto our chair. So with the right focus pike, we're going to be facing the parking lot here, making sure our left foot is behind our right. So whenever you're ready, we're going to gently place our feet on. Good, guys. So right here, we're going to be angled towards the driving parking lot here. We're going to bring our right foot over the left. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, pike that gets up to the ceiling, and exhale, draw ourselves back down. Beautiful. Now, if this is too much on the wrist, maybe you find yourself in a side-seated position as you press away with your toes. So everybody here is looking good. I know this movement is spicy, so we're not here for long. Fight it out 20 seconds. Woo! Beautiful, guys. Now we can't forget about those intensifiers. So in the next 10 seconds here, we're going to hold on towards that right side for a static hold. Everybody here is going to meet me in that static hold in 5. We hold it here and then say pike in 4, 3, 2. Can we hold it at the highest point for 10? Can we breathe it out here for 8? We got our last 15 seconds after this in 4, 3, 2, right here. Woo. Beautiful, guys. We're going to slowly make that quick transition to the happy hour side. Getting ready to do the same thing with the opposite direction in 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. You can shimmy the feet now. This time we're placing that left foot over the right. Our hips are going to be squared to the happy hour side as we take a big inhale, pike towards the ceiling, and a big exhale, come back. Now with our hands, we're going to be holding the sides of the carriage. Like I mentioned earlier, this is room today. We got that last intensifier coming up in 10. Everybody here is going to be meeting that little hold here in 8. We're going to challenge ourselves in that hold in 4. 3, 2, can we hold? Hips are squared still to the happy hour wall for 10. Can we fight it out, guys, for 8? Allow yourself in these shakes, embracing them in 4, 3, 2, 15 seconds left. Ooh, beautiful, guys. We're almost done with our jump and chair mix equipment class today. Everybody here is going to get ready to be back on the jump board in 10. We're going to keep that one blue spring so it's nice and spicy on the floor in 5, 4, 3, 2, carefully let's step off. Beautiful, guys. So a lot of us should be on one blue spring. I recommend placing your shoulder blocks back on for those of you that took off. Beautiful. So we're going to begin with those tuck jumps. Kind of similar to earlier, but this time we have one blue spring, which is going to be nice and spicy on abdominals. So allow yourself that mental reminder. We're going to parallel press out as we tuck the knees in. Beautiful, guys. So we're going to inhale, knees come in, exhale. Woo. Now, as far as our progression goes, there's a couple things you can do. You can keep your hands nice and wide behind the ears, and maybe we lift that head slightly up. Awesome, guys. I see a couple of you guys doing that. So if that's too spicy for you today, keep the head flat, or we could use that beautiful Pilates ball here to protect that neck as we press. Beautiful, guys. As this is our second to last movement here, kind of think about all that we did in today's class. So mixed equipment, we kind of worked on our jumps, we kind of learned our way around the chair here. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, draw the knees up, exhale, separate. We're going to end off here on our parallel jumps, drawing the legs just straight out. We got those parallel jumps in 5. Keeping our one blue spring, hands would stay behind your head if you want that extra push here in 4, 3, 2. We got those parallel jumps hitting that core. Beautiful. So the balls of our toes, we're going to catch them as we draw our feet back into the jump board. Toes are flexed here. This is our final minute. Ooh. So we inhale as we straight press, exhale as we draw ourselves back in. I love seeing the hands behind the head, or maybe we're using that Pilates ball as support. Give it your best all, guys. This is our last 25. Ooh. Continue with that breathing here. This is our last 10. Beautiful, guys. We'll take it to an end here in 8. Coming into a slow stop here in 4, 3, 2, and done. Awesome, guys. Slowly peel yourself off. Kind of give yourself a pat in the back. So that was our mixed equipment today. Like I mentioned earlier, we kind of conquered the goal of fatiguing that muscle, embracing our inner athlete here. A couple of quick announcements. We have 50% off some boutique items, and we also have our Buffalo Brewery event at August 2nd. So hopefully we can check you guys out there, and I hope to see y'all soon. All right. So now we're going to transition, thank you guys, to Power Tower. All right. I'm going to bring this box. Perfect. I know. Okay, I promise you're pretty good. All right, guys. So right here, we're going to make our switch to our Power Tower class. Happy the fans are on. All right, guys. Beautiful. Okay, so welcome, guys. Good to see you guys again. Today we have our Power Tower class. So a little bit different than our other classes here. We're going to slow down the pace slightly, incorporating stretches in between our movements. It's still a full body workout, separating our legs into lower body blocks, working out our core and upper body block. and we're gonna get ready to channel our inner athlete. So we're gonna begin with our bridge work. Bring our foot bar up to that second position here. Beautiful. So everybody has their mat on the carriage. We're gonna begin with some bridging work. Whenever we're ready, we're gonna lay the head nice and long, and we're gonna bring our feet parallel to our foot bar here. Whenever you're ready, let's maybe keep the hands flat. We're gonna inhale as we lift our hips one vertebrae at a time, and exhale, lower ourselves down. Beautiful. So a couple little progressions we could do. We could maybe keep the hands up to the ceiling, or maybe if we like, we keep the hands firmly flat onto the mat. Beautiful, guys. So right here, we're not only working on our breath work, we're getting ready to kind of intensify those feelings on our quads and glutes. So we inhale, draw the hips up high, and exhale, lower ourselves one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Everybody here is going to meet me at that top part, keeping the hips up high, glutes away on the mat in the next 10. So right here in the next 8, the hips stay high. We got a little hold here for 4. Hips go high in 3, 2. Can we draw the hips up high? Hold it here. Now can you give me those little pulses? We go 2 down with the hips, 2 up. Making sure the glutes don't touch the mat. The hands could stay separated or lifted up. We're here for 10. Beautiful, guys. In 8. We're going to go back to full range here in 5, in 4, 3, 2, and we go back to full range. So we inhale, lower the hips down, one vertebrae at a time, and exhale, draw it up. Great tempo, guys. In the next 20 seconds, we're gonna slowly get ready to grab our purple springs here for feet and straps. We're gonna gently grab those purple straps, making sure it's at that third attachment up in the next 5. Beautiful, guys. We got feet and straps here in 4, 3, 2, and 1. You could get yourself maybe closer to the start of our shoulder blocks here. We're gonna go ahead and grab our long purple straps. If I'm not mistaken, everybody here should be at the third attachment up. Or the fourth attachment. So we're going to make sure we're on the fourth attachment there. A lot of us have longer legs, so the third attachment definitely is not going to be ideal for that. Whenever you're ready, we're going to go ahead. Oh, okay. You're right. Oh my God. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and bring that black strap to the arch of our foot here, making sure the toes are flexed to the ceiling. Everybody here is actually going to meet me in a split. So once you draw the legs to the midpoint, can we keep those legs wide and closed? Beautiful. So yes, we're at the third attachment up with our long purple straps here. Now that black strap is going to stay on the arch of our foot as we widen those legs out to a split and widen those legs back to our close. So in this movement here, we're not only working the inner thighs, but we're actually drawing attention to our breathing as well. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, draw the legs out, exhale, draw the legs to close. Now in the next 10 seconds here, we're going to transition to frogs. The heels are going to touch, the toes are externally rotated out, and we got that frog in 4, 3, 2, right here, we keep the heels together, draw the toes out. Can we inhale, press forward, exhale, release. So same here, we're working on our breath as we inhale, press, and exhale, draw in. Great work, guys, great control. Working on our breathing, but also getting that nice stretch on. Now in the next 15 seconds here, we're going to transition out of this movement to circles. Now with our circles, they can totally be customizable. You're more than welcome to make those circles, maybe the size of a yoga ball, the size of a beach ball, or maybe the size of an orange. We're going to transition to a certain direction of our circles here, whichever direction you want to begin in. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna draw the legs back out long, and you're gonna meet me in those circles. So like I mentioned earlier, we can make sure those circles are as wide as a yoga ball, maybe as wide as a tennis ball here. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, draw the legs one direction, and bring them back to close. Beautiful, guys. Now I'm going to count you all down, and we're going to get ready to switch directions. Everybody here is going to meet me in a new direction in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's switch directions. Maybe we play around with those circles. Maybe we go ahead and feel what a wide circle is, or maybe we go ahead and feel what a smaller circle is. Beautiful, guys. So we're getting ourselves in that circle. Nice. We're going to stretch out those hamstrings. We're all going to draw the legs straight to the ceiling. You're going to go ahead and pull on those springs for me. Everybody's going to meet me in that hamstring stretch in 4, 3, 2. Can the hands maybe go long to the middle rods? Beautiful. Now 2 options here. Maybe you fold the knees and rock yourself in happy baby, or maybe you keep the legs straightened as you draw those springs in. Beautiful, guys. We're going to transition to another stretch, which is our split stretch here in 4, 3, 2. At the midline point, can we open up the legs wide? Beautiful. You could tug on the metal rods again if you want to feel this in your inner thigh or hamstrings. Beautiful. Or maybe you transition to a butterfly like Kylie's doing here. So right here, she's bringing her feet onto the mat and opening up those hips nice and wide. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Same thing like last time, you could rock yourself or stay here. We're going to get ready to transition to standing outer thigh. We're going to go ahead and bring our little purple strap onto that first attachment here in 4, 3, 2, and let's get ready to do that. To make the transition easier, you could go ahead and move that purple spring on both ends. So that purple attachment here is going to go at the first attachment. Beautiful. Now when you're ready, we're going to begin facing the happy hour side onto that right leg. We're going to place that black strap on the arch of our right foot, keeping the toes nice and flexed. Maybe we hold on to support to the end. Now can we separate that right leg out from the midline and draw it back too? Beautiful, guys. So in this movement, we're using that left hand, holding it onto the side as we separate our legs out and back in. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, separate that right leg from the midline, and exhale, draw it in 15 seconds. Everybody here is going to meet me with that right leg separated, and we've got little pulses. Beautiful, Jen, making sure those toes are flexed to the mirror. We got those little pulses, drawing that leg out from the midline here in 5, 4, 3, 2. Can we draw that right leg out? Can you meet me 2 inches in, 2 inches away? This is our 2 in, 2 away for our last 5. Beautiful, guys, last 4. Awesome, guys, last 3, last 2, and back to full range, 40 seconds left here. Beautiful, so that right foot is grazing over our carriage here. Now for those of us that want more, we could always get closer to the mirror, and maybe if we want less, we could stay close to our carriage. We're gonna get ready to redo this movement on the opposite side here in 5. We'll get ready to make that change onto the opposite side in 3, 2, and done. We're gonna shimmy the knees a little bit, maybe as we transition to that next leg. So same thing, that purple strap is at the first attachment. We're drawing that strap to our left leg. Standing nice and tall, that right hand is used for support. We're gonna go ahead and separate that left leg away from our midline, drawing it back too. Beautiful, guys. So we're standing up nice and tall. If we want more feeling of that resistance, we get closer to the mirror. If we want less, we stand further. Beautiful. So this is like a sweeping motion here. We inhale, separate that leg. Exhale, draw it in. We got that same intensifier separating that leg towards the mirror in 10. Everybody here is going to meet me in those little pulses in 8. We're going to draw that left foot 2 inches in, 2 away here in 5, 4, 3, 2. Having that left foot separated, can you meet me with that foot 2 inches in and 2 inches away? Little pulses here for 10. Spicing the outer thigh here for 8. We got that full range last 30 seconds in 4, 3, 2, full range here. Beautiful, guys. Continue with that breathing. We're going to go ahead and get a nice figure 4 stretch as we transition out of this movement here in 10. You're going to meet me in a figure 4 stretch in 8. Beautiful, guys. We're going to take off this strap here in 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to make sure the hips stay square to the mirror, and let's begin with that right foot. So you can hold on to that white post here. Let's all draw that right knee to our chest. We're going to sit down like we're sitting on our chair, placing that right ankle onto the left knee. Beautiful. Now you can keep both hands on or one hand on. Whenever you're ready, we're going to go ahead and switch to the opposite side. So we're going to draw that left knee up towards our chest. We're going to sit down like we're sitting on a chair here. Beautiful, guys. Perfect. We're going to shimmy, shimmy. Beautiful. Now we're going to get ready here to transition out of our lower body block into some core. So we're going to be utilizing that breathing bar that's attached on our chair. Whenever y'all are ready, we're going to lay nice and long. Awesome. So your feet can come long between the headrest or the shoulder block. We're going to begin with some roll downs. The arms are straight parallel. We're going to inhale, tuck the chin, C, curve the spine all the way down to the mat, and exhale, C, curve ourselves back up. Beautiful, guys. Now can we inhale, tuck the chin, C, curve all the way flat down, and exhale. We're going to be knee back. Beautiful. So in this roll down and roll up series, there's a couple ways, of course, to advance this as far as our feet position goes. So maybe we keep the feet crossed, or maybe we keep the feet in line with the shoulder blocks here as we inhale, C, curve down, and exhale, draw ourselves up. Beautiful, guys. Now we can't forget about the intensifier. So in 15 seconds here, everybody's going to meet me at that halfway point for little pulses of the chest. Beautiful, guys. Now we got that little intensifier coming up in 10. I'm going to meet you guys on the ground here in 8. We're going to go halfway into that hold in 4, 3, 2. Let's find that halfway point. Can we draw ourselves 2 inches up, 2 inches down? This little intensifier here, we can keep the chin nice and tucked here for 10. Beautiful, guys. For 8, we got that full range last 30 seconds in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, guys. We got 30 seconds left of this movement before we transition to water sphere. Awesome. You make sure that breathing is still intentional as we inhale, roll down, exhale, go up. Beautiful, guys. Everybody here is going to transition to that water sphere in 5, 4, 3, 2. Standing nice and tall again. We're going to go ahead and turn that breathing bar to the Pilates ball side. We're going to inhale as we turn ourselves over to the Pilates side as we make that skiing motion to the parking lot. Now each time as we perform this movement, we're resetting our body. So you're going to make sure you're angled one direction to begin. And as you go to the opposite end, you're going to follow that direction. Beautiful, guys. Everybody here is such in that slow, controlled tempo, which looks really, really good. So we inhale, turn from the Pilates ball side as we glide ourselves across to the parking lot side. So in 15 seconds, I'm going to have all of us meet by the happy hour side for that hold. Great control, everybody. We got that hold on that Pilates wall side in 10. Everybody here is going to meet me on that wall side for a hold in 4, 3, 2. Find that hold here on the happy hour side. side for 10. We're gonna go ahead and switch to the parking lot side in 8. You're gonna meet me in that transition in 4, 3, 2. Let's make that turn here to the parking lot for 10. The arms are still straight long. You hold this position here for 6. We got that forward stretch here in 4, 3, 2. Let's pull ourselves back up. Beautiful. You can stay where you're at or draw your feet into a slight bend. That feels nicer. And we're gonna just fold forward. So you can either touch your toes or you can hold on to the breathing bar and kind of hang yourself out. Beautiful. So if you want, you can hold those shoulder blocks or maybe that breathing bar rod. Awesome, guys. We're going to transition to those straight arm crunches. 2 yellow springs we're going to be using here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay for a second. So right here, we're going to be 2 yellow springs at that 4th position. There we go. 2 yellow springs at that 4th position here. I always forget. 2 yellow springs at that 4th position. Similar to our straight arm crunches on a reformer, you're going to meet me here with your head onto the headrest, your arms nice and long towards the ceiling. Beautiful, guys. We're going to begin with the feet in tabletop. Beautiful. So 2 ways to do it. You can kind of start out here like she's doing and lifting the head, neck, and chin as you press down, or we can keep the head nice and flat. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, drop the arms long. Exhale as we come up. Beautiful. So for those of you that want to advance this, can we maybe extend both legs to the mirror as we press down? If we want to meet ourselves in those halfway little advancements, maybe we keep our right leg long to the mirror, and as we switch to the left leg. Great work, guys. So we inhale, lift the head, neck, and chin slowly up, and exhale, draw ourselves back. Beautiful. So definitely find this movement here. You're more than welcome to get closer to the mirror if you want that extra resistance, or stay where you're at. We got that intensifier Pilates 100s coming up in 10. You can keep the feet in tabletop, lift the head, neck, and chin for that hold here in 5, 4. Pilates 100s in 3, 2. Keeping the hands nice and flat. Can we maybe pulse the palms and wrists out? Beautiful, guys. We're going to keep the head, neck, and chin lifted if we can here, 15 seconds. Awesome, guys. So we inhale, exhale here for 10. We're going to come to a stop in 8. We're going to hug the knees for happy baby in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can slowly let go of the straps here. Maybe we hug the knees out. Kind of rock yourself side to side for happy baby. Beautiful, guys. We got about 1 more movement sequence here before we're done. We're going to utilize our little box here for some flat back in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to grab our box here and begin with some flat back. Yes. So we're going to place that box on the middle side of a reformer. Beautiful. So we're going to get seated on the edge of the box. We're going to place our feet underneath that black strap. So we're going to go ahead. Awesome, guys. You can meet me here with the arms nice and long. We're going to inhale as we flatten the back nice and long to the edge of a reformer, and exhale, hinge up at the hips. So we're going to inhale, flatten the back long, and exhale, come back up. Beautiful, nice control, guys. Now right here, that black strap is protecting our feet to ensure that we don't fully draw ourselves back. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, go long, and exhale. Now as far as the hands goes, there's a couple advancements. Maybe as we flatten the back, we raise the arms slightly high to the ceiling. And maybe as we hinge through the hips, we draw the arms back to center. If we want that different feel, maybe we cross the arms onto our shoulders. Beautiful, guys. Everybody here is going to meet me in that halfway point in 10. You're going to meet me at that halfway point here in 8. We hold at that halfway point in 4, 3, 2. Can you meet me here in that 10-second hold? Beautiful, guys. Maybe we lift and lower the hands from the ceiling to the center for 8. Breathe it out here for 6. We're gonna pull ourselves back up in 4, 3, 2, and pull ourselves off. We got 2 side obliques movements here. We're gonna keep the left leg long onto the strap, and we're gonna fold that right knee on the box. Maybe we keep the hands behind the ears as we inhale, dip to a reformer, exhale, come up. Now if keeping both hands behind are too challenging for today, maybe we keep one hand behind and one arm long. Beautiful, guys. So if we decide to use one hand today, allow that right hand to maybe touch the mat. Beautiful, guys. So right here, we're getting some side oblique work as we're making sure that hips stay square to the parking lot. We got that side hold here at that intensifier in 10. We're gonna transition into a stretch after this intensifier in 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you meet me here leading with that right elbow? Hold it here for 10. Breathe it out, guys, for 8. We're gonna turn and face the tower for that side stretch in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you place your right hand down, your left hand, can you hold it here? Ooh, so nice and nice here, decompressing the shoulders, getting that stretch. Beautiful, guys. We're gonna peel ourselves off slowly and transition for that last movement facing the Pilates wall side. We're gonna keep that left knee short and that right leg long as we maybe keep the hands behind the ears. We inhale as we lengthen, exhale, come up. Beautiful, guys. So we inhale, lengthen, exhale, come back up. Great work, guys. I love seeing the different versions today in this room. We got that same spicy intensifier, 15 seconds. Great control, guys. Can we hold it at that little stopping point halfway in 10? You're gonna meet me in that hold in 8. We're gonna get ready to hold it on the side here in 4, 3, 2, meet me at that side hold. Beautiful, guys. Keep that breathing continuous. We're here for 5. Beautiful, guys. We're here for 4. Last 3, 2. Same thing like last time. Left arm drops, right arm goes onto the side. Beautiful. Take your last few breaths here. Now for our last movement, same thing like last time. We got one movement with a transition of our stretching. So we're going to keep our box, but we're going to place our box slightly more out, and we're going to end off on a plank. Now throughout this plank, there is going to be different challenges along the way. Beautiful. So we're just going to keep that box nice and long. We're going to go ahead and it's up to y'all if you want to keep it on the wrist or maybe your forearms. This is our inclined little plank. So keeping maybe the forearms fully onto the box, we're going to go ahead and extend the arms long. Beautiful, guys. Now at any point, if this plank is too spicy, we could drop to the knees, hiking the feet up. Beautiful. So for our first challenge in this movement, can we do those alternating mountain climbers? We're going to draw that right knee to our left elbow, drawing that left knee towards the right. Now once again, if this is too spicy, maybe we find ourselves in a static hold. Beautiful, guys. We're going to transition to shoulder taps here in 10. We're going to place that right hand onto the left shoulder, that left hand to the right here in 5. Shoulder taps, optional intensifier in 3, 2, 1. So if you can, maybe we get on the wrist here, tapping onto the shoulders. We make sure that glutes are nice and tucked, hips are nice and square. Once again, you can find yourself in a hold if that's too spicy. Beautiful, guys. We're going to get ready to drop on our knees, taking that left stretch to a child's pose here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. We're going to drop on the knees, extend the arms nice and long. Beautiful. So for our child's pose, we decompress the shoulders down, lengthening the arms. Beautiful. Now, if none of us have shoulder limitations, this is our next stretch. We're going to keep the right arm long, and let's maybe fold that left arm behind our back here. So right arm is long. I call this the one-arm child's pose. Beautiful. So same thing, we're gonna switch over to the opposite side. Left arm is long, right arm is folded. Ooh, beautiful, guys. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly sit yourself back up. Maybe do a couple shoulder rolls, arm swings, and that was it today for our Power Tower class. Thank you guys, of course, for coming. We slowed down the pace, definitely incorporating some stretches with our movements. A couple announcements. We have 50% off our boutique items as well as our Buffalo Brewery event on August 2nd. So I hope to see y'all there. Thank you guys.